So last night I was being nostalgic. I was watching some movies from the 80s with my kids, and we decided to watch the movie The Labyrinth. And, for all you youngins who've never heard of this movie, you can go look it up. But for everyone who's like my age and has seen the movie, I want you to recall the scene when the Goblin King, David Bowie, says to the little goblin that he's sending, make sure you take her all the way back to the beginning, so that way when she sees that she has to start all over again, it'll make her give up, right? And it's more or less something like that. I mean, I'm not saying word for word exactly how he said it, but that was the concept, right? That by making her do it all over again and start from the beginning of the labyrinth, she would eventually get tired and give in and give up and go home. So this is also, ironically, a tactic that the enemy uses. And I was especially, intrigued by that phrase after watching the movie because, considering many things that have happened to me in my life, I said to myself, like, this is exactly what the enemy is doing this time around with me. I've had to start from scratch so many times in my life, and I always, yes, continue to move forward. But the enemy is always banking on that you are going to give up and that you are going to get tired and you're going to lose hope. So always remember that your greatest strength is your faith in moving forward and just your presence, just the fact that you're still here and you're still striving and you're still moving forward. Okay, because at the end of the day, obviously your determination is going to get you to where you want to be, and something's got to give eventually, especially if you're putting your faith in God and God is backing you in whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. So just keep in mind, even if right now you're in a situation where you're rebuilding, you're starting over, and things look dim, reality is not always what it seems, which was another comment that the girl in the movie said. And I am so sorry, I forget Jennifer Connelly's name in the movie, but she even made that comment. She goes, reality is not always what it seems. And that is the idea, that although in this physical realm you're starting over and things look like they're not moving or they're not going in your direction, in the spirit, especially if you have a very active prayer life, things can be moving without you realizing it because you're just focused on what you're seeing in the physical. But I just, wanted to use that movie as an example because, I was just watching it just for fun. But I realize a lot of times, obviously, especially when you've awakened and you go back to look at certain films and certain things from the past, you can see them with different eyes and you can understand them from a different perspective. So that's all I just wanted to say is, if you are at a point in your life where you feel like maybe like you've done this so many times and it doesn't seem like working out, just remember all of the different people, even celebrities, okay, we can mention them, who had to fail like 100 and something times before they actually became famous or before they actually accomplished their goal. So never give up, never lose your faith in God, and always keep moving forward, determined to achieve what you want to achieve, despite all of the attempts of the enemy to try to block you and throw obstacles in your way. And that's all I wanted to say.